Welcome to Twin Minds, a Twin Peaks podcast. I am your host, Sean Dillon, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Freezing Inferno. Our regular co-host, Liam McTeer, is not here this week, but today we are talking about Kiss Me Deadly.
This was an interesting film, to put it lightly. I don't have much experience with the film noir, so this was definitely an experience.
Yeah, there are many noirs you can pick to talk about in the context of Twin Peaks. The obvious one is probably Vertigo, because, but Kiss Me Deadly I figured was the better pick, both because of the nature of the detective, especially with where Twin Peaks ultimately goes, as well as with the third act of Kiss Me Deadly is very, very important to Twin Peaks, apparently.
Absolutely. Like, you can see, oh yeah, if this wasn't an influence, then it's at least included on vibes alone.
Yeah. There's honestly a lot of times when doing a Twin Peaks podcast, you kind of want to outline based off of vibes rather than influence, because then you find out weird and interesting bullet points. So, yeah. So, you obviously have little to no experience with film noir. What experience do you have with it?
Does Casablanca count?
Kinda. It's not really a noir, but noir is one of those terms that's sort of jumbled about what exactly they mean when they mean noir. Some of it is the film allowed to be in color? Others, does a detective at this heart of the film have to be a traditional detective, or can it be just some outsider who has no idea what he's doing and is just brought into these weird events? Some people have argued that Night of the Hunter counts as noir. Others have claimed that why am I blanking on the name of the film? It's something ends tomorrow. With Harry Belafonte.
I'm not familiar.
Odds Against Tomorrow. It's a Richard Weisz film about a bunch of guys trying to rob a bank and it ending poorly for all of them, in part because one of them's a massive racist and the other is Harry Belafonte.
Oh, yeah.
Damn good film. Damn good. So noir is kind of nebulous, but it's generally agreed upon that there's largely a mystery element to it. There's a compromised detective, if femme fatales are typical of the genre. In many regards, Twin Peaks, over the course of its run, would skewer the noir genre into weird and interesting shapes. Not simply parodying it like it would the soap operas in its second season, but also twisting it into different forms. You have the detective of Dale Cooper going into the strange town. You also have people in the town who have secrets and lies that are being uncovered over the course of the investigation, be it by Dale Cooper or the Scooby Gang, as it were.
I know what you're saying, and it fits.
Yeah. But with Kiss Me Deadly in particular, the thing to note is Mike Hammer fucking sucks.
Oh, Mike Hammer, holy shit. So this is definitely a major thread that is surprising. I didn't have enough noir experience to really notice beyond, oh, this guy is kind of sucky, but I didn't have enough experience to go that this is actively being fucked with.
Yeah, like most noirs have a degree of the detective kinda sucks. Like beating a suspect is a typical noir trope, but there's a difference between being a suspect after trying to do something else and going, okay, you didn't listen to reason, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And especially the brutality of the violence. Like, the first time Mike Hammer goes up against a guy who wants him dead, he immediately socks him in the face, then proceeds to just keep wailing on him in an action scene that's frankly a lot of disjointed images. Like, you see body parts all cut up by the camera, be it the close-ups of the hands or the way the camera shifts and moves ever so softly as he's beating a man to death.
And then he throws the guy down the stairs. You see this amazing goddamn stair fall, just whomp, 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 whomp. God.
Yeah. But even before But even before we get to all that violence, there's the opening scene where Cloris Leachman, in her first major role, is on the street trying to look for somebody to help, and she causes him to go off the road and ends up not being able to leave. His first instinct in seeing a woman going, "Please help me," is to drive away.
Can I just compliment the opening credits of the movie as well? It's got that reverse scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And all you hear, it isn't like a theme. You just hear Cloris Leachman gasping for breath and sobbing. It's really
well. I think you heard also cut out the radio, because you do hear some music playing on the radio.
No, there's radio too, but yeah.
Yeah, but the sound design on this film is truly spectacular. Like, oh god, the screams of people.
Oh god, yeah. I was thinking that. Oh, is this going to be like a bottle movie where it's just entirely these two people on the road evading things? And then, well, after about 10 minutes, no, that's not what happens.
I mean, if it was that, it'd basically be Wild at Heart.
Well, that would still bring us here, now wouldn't it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But, damn, Mike Hammer is not a very good fella in this movie.
Yeah, he is very much a thug who, a thug with a big fist who has fuck you mind politics. What's in it for me, as he puts it to the police when they go, "Hey, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Get out of our way." Which, on the one hand, the police are generally not to be trusted, like ACAB and all that. On the other hand, why are you better? You're kind of just a guy who has little to no information, who's only doing it because he's mad he got beaten.
The way he just grabs people and just slaps them around is really the poor health club clerk with the locker.
Yeah,
it's just like, you need to be a member. He just grabs the guy and just tell me, God damn it.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the fact that his job is literally, I'm going to take photos of cheating husbands and wives and make them, and my evidence is that I'm going to cause them to cheat on their husbands and wives.
God.
Yeah, truly a bedroom dick.
And, also the cheating, because, he's kind of got a thing with Velda, the secretary, but then he's got a thing with the roommate, and he also, smooches that other lady at the pool.
Yeah, it's just, this is a lout, an absolute fucking lout of a man.
I mean, other movies would be like, okay, yeah, he's got some bad qualities, but in the end, he comes out on the right. This guy barely makes it out of the movie. In fact,
yeah,
I pretty much thought, he died. He could die, and the movie would be.
Actually, for a long time, there was a cut where the existing cut of the film was he and Velda die.
Oh.
Yeah, so due to for reasons that are unknown to this day, the international release of the film, and the only one of the few surviving copies at the time, ended with them trying to escape the house, but then it cuts to the house exploding before they make it to the ocean.
Oh.
Yeah, the implication is they died.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. It's interesting that the version we got our hands on, it does have them get it. So.
Yeah, that was the original director's intent of Robert Aldrich, who is a phenomenal director.
He does really good work here with the cinematography, I have to say.
Yeah, he's most notable for doing Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, The Dirty Dozen, and the original version of The Longest Yard, all of which fantastic films.
Okay, this is a very funny aside, and it's just a random synchronistic tangent. But for those of you viewers at home, I have in my possession a VHS recording off television from the year 2005 of the Twin Peaks movie Fire Walk With Me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the last time I watched it, it had the bumpers on the channel, and it's like, coming up next, Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, and then the movie playing immediately after is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Oh, God. The universe is funny like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very much a lot of the film is focused on the investigation, so oftentimes it can be a bit drab to explain the investigation in depth. At the like this happens and one guy after another following through the rabbit hole of this investigation, but all the while people are dying. Somebody puts a bomb in his car, and then the mechanic friend of his gets his face crushed in by his own jack.
Yeah, he's working on the car, and this fella and this mysterious. I love how they shoot just the lower halves of the mobsters or whoever's killing people.
Yeah,
You just see, shoes and pants next to the jacket. Just what? Also, I really like that mechanic. He's kind of a stereotype.
yeah,
But he's charming.
yeah.
This movie does have a bit of a problem with the stereotypes. Like the Italian landlord was like, I was gonna tell her to do the thing. He's doing that, which it feels a little crass at points. The cat has a lot of personality. I was really sad to see him get killed.
Yeah, it was the 1950s, and the past was a mistake.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting that nothing in this opening half hints at where the film is ultimately going to go. You think
not.
You get the sense of there's a sense of doom and gloom to the affairs. The great What's-It is pulling a string, which becomes a thread, which becomes a noose that's around your neck. But nothing about the film hints at where it's ultimately going to go. It doesn't hint at the sheer apocalyptic implications of what's in the box.
Which is an age-old question as any. What's in the box? Opening mystery boxes can sometimes lead to great wonders, but also great terrors.
Perhaps tellingly, the J.J. Abrams mystery box, from which that term comes from, the whole point of the story is that he doesn't open the box. The mystery is more important. It's better not to know than to actually know what's in the box. Because what's in the box is oftentimes just boring, or, in this case, the fucking atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Which, again, holy shit, how is that in the box? Like the implications of the horrors of the atomic bomb are all in this box.
Oh, God. Yeah. They even name drop it. Pandora's box. All the evils of the world.
Yeah.
In one place.
And then they go Manhattan Project, Los Alamos. All of these are meaningless words unless you put them together fully.
It's unexpected. You expect it to just be sort of Marcellus Wallace's briefcase. No, it's way worse than that.
Yeah, you think it's gonna be jewels or documents or something. Given the communistic angle that the reveal of the baddies is you think it might be some documents that would cause people to reveal some state secret or whatever. But it's the evil of the atomic bomb.
Remind me here, 1955, the movie came out. Was this the height of McCarthyism, or was that a little before or after?
Let me double check. Yeah, late 50s.
Okay, so we're right on the cusp.
No, it ends on... it goes from 47 to 59, midway through.
Okay, so we're in the midst of that. Definitely. So
Joseph McCarthy...
Paranoia is there.
Apropos of nothing, Joseph McCarthy, Nazi sympathizer.
Oh, great.
Yeah, with the Nuremberg trials, he was very much going, why are we trying these good patriots? They were just following orders.
So, in the worst segue possible for a podcast, speaking of fascists, I'm really reminded with the fact that this is an adaptation that just flies against the intent of the source material.
Yeah.
It makes me think of Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers, where
oh
you're
god,
looking
yeah,
at the text and going, "Oh no, fuck this! This is awful."
Yeah, just and much like Starship Troopers, barely anything has changed for this adaptation. At most, it just goes a few steps away from our main character, or not letting him dictate how the world views him. I'm just viewing him from the outside, and from the outside, for all his horror and monstrosity, may a brute force strongmen before him, he's kind of pathetic. Like, when confronted with the sheer horror of the atomic bomb, he's just broken. And he's just a slump, barely able to get involved in anything, and just silently goes, I didn't know. To which the police go, and would it have made any difference if you had known? Working outside the law doesn't necessarily mean you are a good person. And the idea of a detective outside working at odds with the law is a noir staple, but there is argument to be made that just because you're outside the law doesn't mean you're better than the law. Amen. And the fact of the matter is, sometimes people are working outside the law are fucking shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, people who don't want the red tape of that's supposedly around the law. Of course, the actual law that exists oftentimes does do whatever they want, but they don't want the small compromises of a body camera that you can turn off. So, the atomic bomb as a supernatural horror. Kind of wish Lena was here because, oh boy, I'd want to talk about magic with her on this one.
Oh, that would be a great conversation to have.
Maybe someday.
Maybe. Definitely if we get to Twin Peaks S3E8.
Oh boy. Godlight.
Oh boy, that's right. Now that is a masterstroke of film. But this, God, yeah. And again, with history, only 10 years since Hiroshima and Nagasaki, since the horror was unleashed upon humanity. 10 years. And even that much put in the box is enough to destroy the world.
Of course, with a lot of American horror with regards to the atomic bomb, there's a sense that the horror is less the existence of atomic weaponry and more with regards to that weaponry being turned on America.
You see that a lot with the in the 80s when, they basically thought, oh, the Russians are going to nuke us any goddamn day now. It's World War III outside the gate.
Yeah, but also with the 50s Cold War paranoia films of, those science fiction films where aliens invade that are most assuredly not communism.
Yeah. Hello, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. How you doing?
Yeah. Ultimately, there is a sense that the atomic bomb was the sin at the heart of America. This is ultimately what Twin Peaks argues. You can see it implied in the original series before being made explicit in the best episode of television ever made, arguably.
It's very good. I took it as it was so evil that it fractured reality and let evil seep through.
Yeah, which alters reality forwards and backwards, so it might as well just be the evil of the atomic bomb is the primordial evil of reality.
Pandora's box.
Yeah,
all the evils of the world let loose.
And everything is burning. And even though they get out of the building, the implication is that no one survives this. This is an apocalypse. It's being unleashed upon the world out of greed. Like she doesn't know what's in the box, and Gabriella,
yeah.
Yeah, Gabrielle doesn't know what's in the box. She just opens it because she thinks it's worth something. Same with Mike Hammer. It's only because Mike Hammer didn't fully open the box, because it burned him before he could open the box, and he only got a glimpse of the horror inside, that he didn't end the world.
And there's another interesting allegory to be had when she's talking to the doctor and just before she kills him over the box. In fact, he mentions Pandora's box, but he also basically mentions the biblical tale Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah,
the woman who looked back and became a pillar of salt, which is what Gabrielle is about to do. She can't help but look at the destruction, and so she's gone. It's very Old Testament, the destruction of the world, vengeful, wrathful deity.
I'm sorry that this is a bit of a short episode. I honestly don't have much to say about this one, other than what's already there. It's damn good. Like, oh my god, the direction on this one, where both of them where both Cloris Leachman and Mike Hammer are being tortured, is stunningly horrifying, even though it shows absolutely nothing. We only see Cloris
Bare
Leach.
legs.
Yeah, we only see Cloris Leachman's legs and hear the two bad guys talk about how she's dead. The way they frame it though is fucking weird. Like instead of going, she's dead, you tortured her to death, they frame it in terms of the resurrection. And
God, again, going to the biblical. Yeah.
yeah, this isn't so much the atomic bomb in this isn't so much an evil as God's wrath. It's not the box being opened isn't just unleashing Pandora's box. It's the Ark of the Covenant.
I mean, look, Gabriella basically melts like those Nazis.
Yeah, she looked, and they can't, and no one can help but look at this spectacle, this horror. The influence of Kiss Me Deadly can be felt throughout Hollywood over the next couple of decades. It would be a slow influence because, as Mickey Spillane was very pissed off about this adaptation, but you can see it echo throughout Hollywood from Lord of the Rings to Southland Tales all the way to Twin Peaks.
There's another structural thing I like. I was talking about how you only see the baddies in lower shots, legs and their waists. When Hammer is breaking into the guy's museum, you only see him from the waist and legs.
The only difference between Mike Hammer and the people who are working for the baddies is that Mike Hammer is the guy we're following. He is not a good person.
And he might not even make it out of the... I mean, even with the restored footage, he got shot. He might not be making it out of it, even if the world doesn't end when that house explodes. It's a downer, but it's more interesting than a stock standard noir story. I'm sorry to the author. I'm sorry, but as the great quote says, your book is still on the shelf. Nobody can take that away from you.
Yep, that's actually a why am I blanking on his name? Chandler quote. Another going back to noir. Chandler was also pissed off about the adaptations of his work and went, "My books are still on the shelf."
I think it's a more interesting thing to fuck with it structurally. And like I said, it's not even fucking with it that much. It's just the tiniest shift to make you go, oh, wait, this guy sucks.
At the same time, it's kind of hard to talk about a guy who just sucks. Like, when we get to Twin Peaks proper, we have a lot of things to say about the pros and cons of Dale Cooper, but there are things to talk about that aren't just Dale Cooper sucks.
He has virtuous qualities in addition to qualities that make him suck.
But more than that, he doesn't suck for boring reasons, like he's a thug who likes to beat people. Like, when he's there's the last scene with Velda before she gets kidnapped. It's clear that she's in love with Mike Hammer, and she's just talking to him as if there's a way she can get out of doing the unpleasant thing that Mike Hammer wants her to do, and he just stonewalls her.
Also, he drunk drives. Class act.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure he's drunk for most of the film.
Yeah, I mean, he literally is in the bar and he's, passed out. And they're like, oh, could that Velda? Oh, no. And he staggers out and drives away. Even in 1955, that still can't have flown,
Yeah.
He sucks, but not in a multifaceted and interesting way like other characters who suck. He's not Walter White or anything here.
Or even in terms of Twin Peaks, Wyndham Earle sucks for multifaceted, has some interesting aspects to him, and he's a stock baddie who sucks baddie.
But, he has a gravitas and air to him, Wyndham Earle.
Yeah, whereas don't get me wrong, Ralph Meeker is a phenomenal actor. He's able to pull off the role in ways that you can just change the stock bravado of this kind of person to the sheer patheticness of him with a shift of his eyebrow. One of the great underrated actors of his time. I'm shame he never got the big roles that he deserved. But Mike Hammer just sucks. There's nothing interesting about him. It's the joke is that people like him just suck.
That's the critique.
Yeah.
And all it takes is that little shift.
Yeah, like the real interesting parts of this film are Robert Aldrich's direction, because oh my god, I love this black and white. The shadow work here.
Yeah, that was real. That was a real treat. Going back to just this classic style black and white film. It's just it takes you. It's like Siskel and Ebert say. It just takes you to this unreal world, a fantasy world. The world doesn't look like that, rich in black and white, and film is all the better for it.
Final thoughts?
It's an interesting motion picture, to be sure. I took it at face value initially on watching, but going through and actually reading a little about it, it's fascinating how it fucks with this stock standard plot in minimal ways, and of course, the third act just immediately elevates what had been, kind of a rote standard noir story into something stranger and wilder and weirder, and definitely improves the picture. I enjoyed it a lot.
All right, yeah, I think this is one of the great noirs ever made. Like, dear God, this is just fantastic and well done, and absolutely horrifying. Sorry again for the shorter episode. Sometimes that happens, but thank you all for joining us. Where can we find you, Fresno?
You can find me on Blue Sky, and I've got a blog, fresnosurfingmess.blogspot.com, and things on Twitch and YouTube that can be found below.
Yeah. And I can be found puttering around Blue Sky at DeathCraze2000, as well as on The Beat. Coming soon, Back to the 11th Hour by Liam McTeer. Here, also purchased from ArcBeal Press. That's The Tower Through the Trees by Sean Dillon. Thank you all for joining, and next time, The Misfits.